According to Murd and Bronzebeard in the book Exploring Azeroth Northrend, Howling Fjord can be aptly characterized as a region featuring green meadows intersected by bone-chilling rivers, pine forests wafted with a crisp and invigorating breeze, and towering rugged fjords. In the violent era of the Third War, Prince Arthas Menethil of Lordaeron embarked on a perilous mission to vanquish the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis for unleashing the plague of undeath that wreaked havoc across his homeland. Alongside the intrepid dwarven explorer Murd and Bronzebeard, whom they believed to be a mere pawn in the sinister game orchestrated by the Lich King. However, duty called Arthas back home when his father beckoned, yet the prince's unwavering resolve led him down a treacherous path. Faced with the dilemma of abandoning his pursuit or forsaking his duty, Arthas made a fateful decision. To ensure his men remained committed, he employed a cunning tactic, hiring mercenaries to set ablaze his own fleet, cunningly casting blame upon them for this apparent act of betrayal. In his relentless quest, Arthas ventured into the ominous Dragonblight, where he uncovered the malevolent Frostmourne, a cursed blade with an insidious allure. The confrontation with Mal'Ganis ensued, resulting in a triumph for Arthas, but at an unimaginable cost: the forfeiture of his own soul to the insidious grasp of the Lich King. Haunted by his actions, Arthas descended into madness during a solitary trek through Northrend. Upon his return, a dark transformation unfolded as he mercilessly slaughtered his loyal followers, raising them from the dead as mindless scourge and some as ominous death knights. Meanwhile, the icy expanses of Daggercap Bay harbored secrets of their own, with Nerubians and ice trolls maintaining isolated outposts, unwitting witnesses to the unfolding saga of Arthas' expedition to the frigid lands of Northrend. The Lich King's awakening sent shockwaves through Northrend, rousing the ancient Vrykul from their long slumber. These towering beings returned to reclaim the forsaken keeps and villages that had been abandoned for millennia. As the Alliance, led by King Varian Wrynn, confronted by the Scourge threat, the Paladin Bolvar Fordragon was tasked with eliminating the undead menace. The Valiant's expedition, upon arriving in Northrend, established a foothold in the Howling Fjord. Here, they faced the chilling reality of the Lich King's influence. Many Vrykul had succumbed to his control, launching relentless assaults on the Alliance's defenses until their numbers dwindled. The settlers of Valgarde found themselves contending with reawakened Vrykul warriors, raiding from the ancient Utgarde Keep. Meanwhile, Ironforge prospectors unearthed a mysterious race of Iron Dwarves, hinting at their own puzzling origins. Amidst this turmoil, the Forsaken established a presence, concocting a new plague to confront the Lich King. Vengeance Landing and New Agamand became their strongholds, paying homage to the famed Agamand family of Agamand Mills from Tirisfal Glades. Enter Prince Keleseth, a figure tied to the Vrykul's alliance, who took residence at Utgarde Keep. He not only oversaw Scourge operations in the Howling Fjord, but also proved to be a formidable adversary, collaborating with Ingvar the Plunderer to orchestrate disruptive raids throughout the region. Now, if you're like me and have no idea of the Agamand family, I figured we should talk about them. In the face of the Scourge's ominous arrival in Tirisfal, Gregor Agamand made a steadfast decision. His family would stand their ground and protect their homestead. The Agamands, with unwavering determination, fortified their mills and rallied their employees to join the defense. Their once well-fortified stocked haven took a dark turn when the youngest son, Devlin, betrayed them by aligning with the Scourge. In a sinister act, Devlin murdered watchmen and guided the undead through a breach, catching the defenders unaware as they slept. The ensuing chaos led to a third of the defenders falling before the undead were eventually quelled. With diminished numbers, the Agamand struggled to fend off the relentless Scourge assault. Tragically, the entire family succumbed to the plague of undeath, transforming into mindless Scourge undead. The Scourge, seeking to establish a base at the mills for attacks on the Forsaken, found a strategic foothold. Their local military leader, Captain Dargol, utilized necromancy in the Agamand family crypt, raising the ancestors to turn them against the Forsaken. The Death Guards, recognizing this threat, tasked brave adventurers with eradicating the Scourge in the mills. Simultaneously, Magistrate Severin commissioned heroes to confront the forces at the formidable family crypt. Amidst this turmoil, Coleman Farthing, a former Agamand employee, sought revenge by urging adventurers to bring the family's remains to him in Brill. The Agamand saga unfolds as a tale of betrayal, tragedy, and the lingering shadows of undeath, offering a gripping challenge for those willing to face the Scourge menace. Now, with Howling Fjord having been the place the Vrykul woke up and call home for the most part, I figure a quick backstory on them is important. Renowned for their deep connection to the sea and the native proto-dragons of the region, these beings have a fascinating history. Originally, the Vrykul were Titan-forged iron beings afflicted by the curse of flesh. Remarkably, they are the ancestors of the human race. The first humans emerged when Vrykul children were born weak and deformed due to the curse. In the era before the Great Sundering, King Ymiron led the Vrykul from Utgarde Keep. Fearing the curse of flesh, he directed his people to enter a long hibernation to endure the coming millennia. However, not all Vrykul followed his path. Ages ago, a group ventured to the sacred realm of Stormheim in search of their true gods. Another seafaring faction settled on Koltiris, specifically in the region of Drustvar, becoming known as the Drust. With the onset of the Lich King's war in the icy wastelands, the Northrend Vrykul awoke, hailing him as a god of death. Under King Ymiron's leadership, they pledged themselves to the Lich King, joining the Scourge armies. After the living triumph and with no death god to serve, the Vrykul returned to their former way of life, keeping to themselves and resuming their unique existence. Utgarde Keep, nestled among the central cliffs of Howling Fjord, was deemed an abandoned relic, a silent witness to a lost era. Yet a recent awakening has stirred the fortress's dormant residents, the Vrykul. Feared for their alleged alliance with the Scourge, these savage beings now terrorize neighboring settlements. With formidable proto-dragons under their command and unparalleled battle prowess, the Vrykul pose a direct threat to both Horde and Alliance endeavors in Northrend. The only conceivable means to break their indomitable spirit lies in defeating their revered leaders. However, failure in this quest may consign heroes to become trophies adorning the ancient halls of Utgarde Fortress. The settlement of Valgarde has recently rekindled the Vrykul's presence. Loyal to the dormant King Ymiron, rumors circulate that they serve the ominous Lich King. Their savage nature intertwines with the Titan creation myth unfolding as the expansion's events transpire. These fierce warriors launch assaults on Horde and Alliance settlements, pouring forth from the formidable Utgarde Keep near Valgarde. During the war against the Lich King, King Ymiron held his throne at Utgarde Keep, forging an alliance with the Scourge. The Lich King dispatched Prince Keleseth as an ambassador to oversee Scourge operations in Howling Fjord. Collaborating with Ingvar the Plunderer, they orchestrated disruptive raids, with adventurers eventually managing to defeat Prince Keleseth, albeit temporarily. Ymiron's ultimate fate unfolded in a morbid twist, transformed into an undead entity. He met his demise at the hands of adventurers within the very pinnacle of his own keep. Utgarde Keep stands as the Vrykul's central stronghold, reminiscent of the Fell Orc's Hellfire Citadel. Inside, the Dragonflayer clan engineers mass war machines and trains proto-dragons to serve as steeds for their relentless raids. The ancient halls echo with the ominous legacy of a civilization reborn and a relentless quest for power. Now within Utgarde Keep, you have 4 bosses to contend with: Prince Keleseth, Skarvald, Dalronn, and Ingvar the Plunderer. In the Scarlet Enclave, Keleseth emerged in Acheris. Prince Valinar later directed fledgling Death Knights to find Keleseth at the Crypt of Remembrance. There, he ordered the Death Knight to eliminate Quimby, the mayor of New Avalon, and retrieve the town registry. Further, he tasked the Death Knight with using torture tools to extract information about the Crimson Dawn from the Scarlet Crusade members, culminating in reporting to Orbaz Bloodbane at the Scarlet Tavern. The Lich King dispatched Keleseth to Utgarde Keep, seeking to harness the destructive potential of the Vrykul. Finding eager allies, he orchestrated Scourge activities in the Howling Fjord. He served as the Lich King's eyes and ears, primarily residing in Utgarde, where he collaborated with Ingvar the Plunderer to organize raids. Following the Forsaken's triumph over the Alliance's North Fleet in the Howling Fjord, Keleseth appeared at Vengeance Landing with Dragonflayer Vrykul. He taunted High Executor Anselm, inviting the Forsaken to rejoin the Scourge. Displaying magical prowess, Keleseth outsmarted Anselm's archers, draining the souls of their troops before vanishing. Anselm then tasked adventurers with defeating Keleseth inside Utgarde Keep, where the Blood Prince met his demise during the assault. In the chilling realm of Icecrown Citadel, Keleseth, along with his brother Valinar and Prince Tal'Darim, was resurrected by the Lich King to form the Blood Prince Council. Their mission was to avenge their defeat and to protect Blood Queen Lanethel. Despite the renewed undeath, the Blood Princes were once again defeated in their quest for revenge. In the curious traditions of the Vrykul, there's a fascinating practice of uniting unlikely allies. Some believe it's to blend diverse skills for a stronger force, while others suggest it's purely for King Ymiron's entertainment. Enter Skarvald and Dalronn, a living testament to this custom. With the mighty strength of a Vrykul and the mystical arts of a human necromancer, they form a duo, ready to dish out punishment to anyone daring to interfere with the Scourge. It's a unique partnership born from tradition, where brawn and magic unite for a common formidable purpose. Ingvar the Plunderer, the ultimate challenge at Utgarde Keep. Perched on the balcony overlooking Daggercap Bay's waterfall, he orchestrates relentless attacks on Valgarde. Under his command, dragon riders soar above, mercilessly slaughtering enemies without warning. Ingvar is famed for his sheer brute strength, compensating for his seemingly dull acts by relying on raw power to cleave through foes up close. Serving as his herald is Giannis the Mystic, bringing him back to life for one last chance to take you down for the Lich King. After finishing off Ingvar, you have Utgarde Pinnacle, which is the second part of the keep you can take on, and you can fight 4 more bosses: Svala Sorrowgrave, Gortok Palehoof, Skadi the Ruthless, and King Ymiron. Valgarde, a fascinating breed of ascended female Vrykul, hold a unique place in the realms beyond. The first of their kind were warriors of the light, purposefully crafted to fulfill the duty assigned by the prime designate, Odin. Their noble task involves ushering the spirits of the illustrious departed to the halls of valor, a sacred calling that adds a touch of the divine to the perplexing world they inhabit. In the ranks of Ingvar the Plunderer, Svala stood out as his trusted lieutenant, fearlessly leading daring scouting missions into Horde and Alliance outposts. Her sharp instincts unearthed the enemy's impending invasion plans on Utgarde, granting the Lich King precious time to ready his forces. In recognition of her unwavering service, he bestowed upon her a transformative gift. Svala emerged as a Valkyr, a revered warrior maiden of the Scourge, forever bound to the dark legacy of her newfound status. Utgarde Keep holds a trove of Vrykul trophies, and standing prominently among them is the formidable Gortok. Frozen in a perpetual display of might, King Ymiron showcases this Magnetar's brutal visage as a stark reminder. Even the wildest creatures serve as mere adornments in Vrykul halls. However, beneath the icy exterior lies a living statue with the potential to wreak havoc if set free, unleashing its indiscriminate wrath upon any who dare cross its path. The Frozen Guardian, once a mere decoration, harbors the power to sow destruction when unshackled. Among the Vrykul, nicknames are badges of honor tied to achievements. Actions like purifying a Drakari bloodline or beheading Tonka might earn one the title of dutiful, yet it requires a dark deed to be dubbed ruthless. Skadi, a figure with a notorious past, earned his moniker through relentless pursuits. His grim task involved hunting down Vrykul who dared to shelter the malformed infants, the ancestors of humanity, condemned by the stern judgment of Ymiron. In the intricate tapestry of Vrykul lore, Skadi's ruthless pursuit etched a dark legacy for himself. King Ymiron, once the revered leader of the Vrykul during the era of Titan-forged iron, steered his people through triumph and tragedy before the fateful sundering. Under his command, the Dragonflayer clan achieved victory against their adversaries, driving the Yalgar into Kalimdor's lush central forest in a coordinated offensive. However, this triumph was overshadowed by the insidious Curse of Flesh. The curse unfolded, transforming the sturdy metal Vrykul into flesh and blood. Ymiron grappled with the anguish of this transformation, laid blame on the Titans, and sought to purge what he deemed as weakness from his people. Soon, Dragonflayer women birthed small, malformed children, sparking fear and superstition. Ymiron, torn between blame for the affliction, accused the mythical Keepers, urging his people to forsake them and unite under his banner. A moral dilemma emerged among the Vrykul as some advocated for the extermination of these aberrations to preserve the purity of the Vrykul race. Others pleaded for mercy, recognizing that despite their weakness, these infants were still their children. In deep contemplation, the king reached a perilous conclusion, blaming the Titans for the curse. The Vrykul, believing this false narrative, abandoned their gods and outlawed Titan worship at Ymiron's command. The king sided with those calling for the death of the malformed infants, making the decree that parents must kill their afflicted children or face execution at Gjalerbron. While many obeyed this harsh command, some, unable to comply, departed from the Dragonflayer with their children. Thus, the king unwittingly played a role in the creation of what would become the human race. Faced with the persisting curse, Ymiron chose an extraordinary solution, putting his people into magical slumber to be awakened ages later. Ymiron himself entered this enchanted sleep, alongside elite Vrykul warriors, awaiting a future awakening shrouded in mystery. In the icy battleground of Icecrown, Vrykul clashed in the pit of Valhallas. The victors ascended to be the Emerjar, an elite warrior rank crafted by King Ymiron in service of the Lich King. The defeated, however, faced a grim fate, transforming into Vargul, undead creatures bound to servitude. Amidst the war, Queen Angerboda, Ymiron's wife, sought to awaken him beneath Gjalerbron as the Lich King's influence spread across Northrend. Their intent was to serve Vrykul's newfound death god together. Although adventurers thwarted Angerboda's plan, the Lich King intervened, transporting Ymiron to Utgarde Pinnacle. Proving his worth, Ymiron was made undead, leading the Scourge-allied Vrykul against the Horde alliance from his throne in Utgarde Keep. As adventurers stormed the keep, the Vrykul king met his end at Ymiron's seat, making a defiant last stand. In the aftermath, Ymiron found himself being dragged down to Helheim, marking the end of his life among the living, but his story wasn't finished just yet. The fallen king stood on the cusp of the halls of valor in the afterlife, a place reserved for the mighty. However, his insatiable thirst for power lured him into a dark pact with the Lich King, sealing the fate of his people with a curse. In the wake of his demise, the once open gates of the Eternal Halls remained shut to him. Instead, the damned king found himself on the desolate shores of the Maw of Souls, bound in service to Helya. Amidst the third invasion by the Burning Legion, Odin's mortal champion, the Battle Lord, led an assault on the Maw of Souls, bringing Ymiron to his knees. Recognizing an opportunity for poetic justice, the warrior convinced Odin that forcing Ymiron into his eternal service would serve as a fitting punishment. Thus, Ymiron's destiny took a twist as he was ushered into the Halls of Valor to serve Odin for all eternity. Now within Howling Fjord, each faction has two major settlements. Each of them has a decent backstory, so I decided to throw all of them in there. First, let's start with the Hordes, which consists of New Agamand and Vengeance Landing. Then the Alliance is Valgarde and Westguard Keep, boasting a distinct architectural style that is as dark and gothic as it is spindly. It stands as a stark departure from the ruins that typically mark Forsaken controlled territories, a manifestation of their identity in the face of decay. In the throes of the war against the Lich King, New Agamand emerged as a battleground, a front line where the Forsaken fiercely combated the Scourge. Under Sylvanas Windrunner's leadership, the Royal Apothecary Society in Undercity delved into the sinister realm of concocting a new plague, designed to eradicate the relentless Scourge menace. After years of clandestine research, the Forsaken were poised to unleash their ultimate weapon upon Arthas' forces, conducting a chilling test at New Agamand. The once vibrant surroundings of the town succumbed to a ghastly transformation, leaving the land barren and brown amidst the otherwise lush landscape. Later on, reports from the Bronzebeard brothers revealed a lingering presence in New Agamand. Despite the challenges faced, the Forsaken tenaciously maintained control over the town, an enduring symbol of their resilience in the face of adversity. The echoes of war may have faded, but New Agamand stands as a silent testament to the enduring spirits of the Forsaken. Nestled in the rugged northeast of Daggercap Bay and Utgarde Keep, Vengeance Landing stands stoically as the military outpost for the Hand of Vengeance in the Howling Fjord. This Forsaken bastion, meticulously crafted and overseen by the indomitable Sylvanas Windrunner, serves as the Horde's vital gateway into eastern Northrend. With its own docks welcoming ships from Tirisfal Glades and a Zeppelin Tower facilitating connections between the Undercity, Vengeance Landing is the Horde's strategic foothold in the chilling expanse. The town's eerie visage, tainted by a sickly yellow hue that lingers over the surrounding vale, sets it apart even from a distance. However, the town faced an unexpected challenge when the Alliance orchestrated a daring ambush, establishing a camp just beyond its walls. The Horde soldiers found themselves thwarted by cannons strategically placed atop the fortifications. In a bid to turn the tide, an intrepid adventurer dispatched by a bat ventured to the besieged navy offshore. Collaborating with sailors under duress from the same ambush, they cleared the ship decks, allowing support guns to unleash a barrage against the enemy. Returning to solid ground, the adventurer played a crucial role in the conflict by launching flares, aiding in the targeting of naval guns against the Alliance defenses. Reports from the ever-vigilant Bronzebeard brothers affirmed that Vengeance Landing remains a resilient and active military outpost, a testament to the enduring strength of the Forsaken forces in Howling Fjord. Perched proudly on the western cliffs of the Howling Fjord, Westguard Keep stands as a bastion with a diverse population, housing both humans and dwarves akin to Valgarde. The keep's heart is adorned with a striking dwarven statue, a testament to its unique character. In the era of the war against the Lich King, Westguard Keep served as the aerial gateway to Northrend. A daring attempt to supply Utgarde Keep via flying machines ended in a clash with the icy menace of frostworms, testament to the challenges faced. Additionally, the keep played a generous hand by assisting the Explorers League at Steelgate, showcasing its collaborative spirit. Anchored within its confines was the commandeered goblin zeppelin, the Lady Lug, adding an air of intrigue to the locale. The keep saga continued during the trial of Garrosh Hellscream on Pandaria, where it faced an assault from the True Horde. The objective? To liberate the goblin Harrowmiser and commandeer the Lady Lug for their cause. The Bronzebeard brothers made their way to Westguard Keep. However, the local commander had little to report, aside from the Vrykul maintaining their distance and the Tuskar diligently supplying the keep with a bounty of fresh fish. The keep, with its storied past, stood resilient against the ebb and flow of time, a unique tapestry woven with the threads of alliance, trials, and encounters with the unknown. Valgarde emerged as the initial haven for the fortunate souls who endured the treachery orchestrated by Arthas. A humble beginning, it sprouted as a modest settlement nestled along the shores of Daggercap Bay, boasting a reliable anchorage for those seeking solace in the aftermath of betrayal. As the Valiant's expedition stepped into the scene at the onset of the war against the Lich King, Valgarde transformed from a quaint settlement into a bustling town. Nestled on the opposite bank of the river from Wormskull Village and Utgarde Keep, the construction initially enjoyed the advantage of the dormant Vrykul, making navigation a breeze. Vice Admiral Keller took the helm of Valgarde in its infancy, back when it was a quiet and unassuming hamlet. The tranquility, however, was short-lived. A month later, the awakening of Vrykul ushered in a new era marked by sporadic assaults. Dragonflayer Vrykul and their formidable war companions, along with the Proto-Dragon Riders, descended upon Valgarde, unleashing chaos from both land and sky. Vice Admiral Keller vividly recounted, "We'd been here a month when those malformed giants appeared out of thin air." In the midst of these challenges, even the esteemed Marshal Gryan Stoutmantle found a temporary abode in Valgarde. Despite the turbulence, the Alliance's icebreaker, the North Spear, established a reliable link between Menethil Harbor and the wetlands and Valgarde, ensuring a seamless connection akin to gnomish clockwork. The once sleepy town had evolved into a dynamic hub, navigating the ebb and flow of an ever-changing landscape. The Bronzebeard brothers made a pit stop at the town. Seeking respite, they indulged in a few pints at the local inn, where they uncovered a shift in the town's priorities. The remaining soldiers had pivoted towards exploration and diplomacy. However, the tranquility was tempered by the persistent threat looming from nearby Wormskull Village. Despite the newfound focus on diplomacy, the stout walls of Valgarde continued to bear the brunt of regular Vrykul attacks, adding an ongoing layer of challenge to the town's post-war landscape. During the war against the Lich King, the Howling Fjord harbored a dark secret. Dwarves from the Explorers League ventured into the chilling abyss, driven by curiosity. Those who lingered to explore unearthed Saronite, the crystallized black blood of the malevolent Yogg-Saron. The ore whispered sinister secrets, casting a maddening spell upon those who dared to delve too deep. The afflicted dwarves, driven to insanity by the Saronite's influence, left with the majority of their mules and equipment. Explorer Abigail, determined to reclaim the lost resources, dispatched Alliance adventurers on a daring mission to retrieve them. Sapper Sterling, initially captivated by the allure of ore and gems from the Gulch, swiftly shifted his focus to gems alone upon hearing the warnings of the ore's malevolence. Within the Gulch, the maddened explorers, led by the unfortunate Squeg Idolhunter, found themselves in the crosshairs of Westguard Keep. Meanwhile, a forsaken caravan passing through the area fell victim to the erratic onslaughts of the deranged dwarves. Apothecary Malthus suspected the influence of beer in their descent into madness and demanded a sample for further examination. The Forsaken, not once to shy away, dispatched horde adventurers to quell the madness in the Gulch and collect the brains of the afflicted dwarves. In the chaotic aftermath, the Gulch became a battleground of conflicting interests. The Bronzebeard brothers ventured to this haunted locale. To their dismay, Bran recognized some of the gibbering madmen as former members of the League, a revelation that stirred deep unease within him. The echoes of the Saronite's malevolence lingered, leaving scars on both the land and the mind of those who dared to uncover its secrets. Nestled amidst the towering mountains of the Howling Fjord, Gjalerbron stands as the formidable Vrykul fortress. Here, amidst the chilling winds, a sinister collaboration unfolds between the Vrykul and the Scourge. Together they engage in mysterious rituals, rousing ancient Vrykul from their deep slumber, and ominously transforming fallen warriors into undead minions. The mysterious walking halls lie concealed behind an entrance on the lower tier, shrouded in the shadows of secrecy. Meanwhile, the Winter's Terrace commands attention at the heart of the main structure, where the echoes of eerie rites reverberate through the icy air. Intriguingly, a clandestine passage is quietly burrowing its way from the depths beneath Utgarde Keep, leading to the cryptic depths of Gjalerbron. Daggercap Bay, nestled in the heart of the Howling Fjord, is a geographical marvel. Encircled by Valgarde, Wormskull Village, Utgarde Keep, the Falls of Ymiron, Niflvar, and Ghostblade Post in a clockwise dance. The bay's exclusive inhabitants include the residents of Valgarde and the enigmatic Vrykul from nearby settlements. On the bay's western shore, Valgarde stands proudly, while the harpooning Niflvar perches on the cliffs to the east. The lifeblood of the bay flows from Lake Cauldress through the majestic falls of Ymiron, with the iconic Utgarde Keep poised on the tranquil lake surface. Beneath the frozen surface of Daggercap Bay, hammerhead sharks known as Daggercap hammerheads glide through the icy waters, adding an intriguing dimension to the bay's frozen tableau. The intricate interplay of settlements, natural wonders, and aquatic inhabitants paints Daggercap Bay as a captivating centerpiece in the vibrant tapestry of the Howling Fjord. Now there is a little retcon with Daggercap Bay. This was originally a place where Arthas had made landfall in his pursuit of Melganis, as was shown in Warcraft 3. But it was later retconned to have been in the Dragonblight at the Forgotten Shore. Chronicle later stated that Arthas made landfall in the Howling Fjord. Then again later in exploring Azeroth, Arthas' landing place was in the Forgotten Shore in Dragonblight. And that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.